So you want to play your Japanese Sega Mega Drive games in your Sega Genesis, but they just won't fit, then what do? You need the Game Adapter. Japanese Mega Drive cartridges and PAL and US Genesis Mega Drive cartridges are different shapes, as shown here. So it means that the Genesis or Mega Drive, the PAL region cartridges, they can fit into both the Genesis and the Japanese Mega Drive, no problem. But the Japanese cartridges, they don't fit because they're a different shape. So because of the way the cartridge slots are designed, this is where the Game Adapter comes in handy. It's simply a bypass from the cartridge slot, so you can effectively put the Japanese game in top and then pop that into your Genesis without having to modify the plastic or the cartridge slot. Let's take a look. Here we've got a Japanese Mega Drive, and as you can see, the cartridge slot is a rectangle shape with no edge bits to prevent other different size cartridges from fitting in. So here we have a normal Genesis cartridge, and that will fit in no problem, as well as we have a Japanese cartridge. That fits in no problem at all. So let's look at the Genesis. Okay, so we've got the Genesis set up, and here we've got a Genesis cartridge, and as you can see, that fits straight in, no problems at all. But if we try to fit the Japanese cartridge, it's just never going to fit. So as you can see, there's a certain shape to the cartridge, and that fits perfectly here. So we've got these two little notches there, and it's curved there and there, unlike the rectangle shape of the Japanese one. So yeah, I mean, you can see this is a rectangle shape with these round bits on the end, and there's just nothing you're going to do to get that in there. There are two ways around it. One is to actually modify the console by Dremeling or getting a file and making the shape for the Japanese cartridge to fit. Now, I have done this in the past to make it work. You know it, and it looks okay, but it's not necessarily that pleasing to the eye. And like me, I want to keep the purity of the console unmodified, at least on the exterior. So to get around that, this is where the Game Adapter comes in handy. It's effectively just basically moving the cartridge slot higher. So now you can place your Japanese game in your Genesis without any modification. Here's a little closer look at the Game Adapter. Cartridge slot on top, same as the console one, so they look almost identical. And then this bit connects into your Genesis or Mega Drive. And again, these simply just connect like that. Let's just show the Game Adapter in action. So pop that into your Genesis, get your Japanese cartridge, pop that in, turn on the game. Got my controller here. And go, there you go, works no problem at all. To summarise then, the Game Adapter is a great way to put Japanese carts into your Genesis without any modification. But there is a little bonus feature that I use this for, and that's this. This is a cheap EverDrive from AliExpress. The problem with these EverDrives is the PCB board is really thick, so a lot thicker than a normal Genesis cartridge. So when you put it in the console, it's really tight on the pins and it's hard to get in and out. So rather than damaging the pins and bending them out on your Genesis and trying to rip the cartridge out, I simply use it. Again, that is really, really tight, even just to get into this. I'm struggling to even get it in. There we go. So because that's really, really tight, I also use the Game Adapter. That way then it doesn't damage or bends or put any stress on the pins on my Genesis. So a little bonus there. I picked up my game adapter about 10 years ago for a couple of quid. They're still floating around used, and you can get them on eBay as well, and they're not too expensive. So I do recommend you get one, as I prefer that than trying to modify your console to fit those cartridges. So yeah, this is the game adapter. So thanks for watching.